Hey everyone, it's Tesla Tom. Thank you so much for joining us today on Ludicrous Feed. I just want to run through software update 2023.12.1.1 here in our Tesla Model Y rear-wheel drive in Sydney, Australia. .1.1 release is just bug fixes, but I will run through the whole .12 release because we hadn't done so already yet. Before we do so, I just want to run through a few accessories from Jowua for our Tesla Model Y. First of all, the matte screen protector, which you can find on the Jowua website, and then also the 6D MagSafe phone mount for Tesla Model 3 Model Y from Jowua, and also the bag hook as well, holding a bag currently, also from Jowua. All those details can be found in the video description below. Use coupon code TeslaTom5 for 5% off. Alright, let's run through the software update release notes for this .12 release. So first of all, text size, user interface improvements. Choose standard or large text size for the touchscreen. Go to controls, display, text size. We'll run through each one in more detail, but I just want to run through all of them. First up, control search. Use the search function for quicker access to controls and settings. Go to controls, search, and enter a search term. Make changes directly from the result or tap the link to jump to that panel in controls, which is great because sometimes it is hard to find the right setting from the controls menu. So we'll certainly check that out. That'll make life a lot easier for us. Points of interest, map improvements. See photos and reviews when you select a point of interest or supercharger location. Ooh, that should be a good one. Speed Assist. Speed Assist now leverages your car's cameras to detect speed limit signs. This improves the accuracy of speed limit data on local roads and highways in select countries. Detected speed sign limits will be displayed in the driving visualization. I actually thought they already used cameras to detect speed signs. I thought there was already evidence of this happening, but maybe they just improved it. Anyway, we'll go through a drive later today to see what it shows. Phone call controls. Control your phone calls from the steering wheel. Use the left scroll button to answer or decline incoming calls. While you're on a call, use it to unmute yourself or hang up. Yeah, this is great. I can't believe this wasn't a function for the longest time. This is possible in the Tesla or our Tesla Model S. It's good to see that it's now available for Tesla Model 3 Model Y. Scroll wheel customization. Do more with the left scroll button on the steering wheel. You can adjust settings like brightness and acceleration mode, or perform actions like toggling the camera app, opening the Glovebox, and saving dashcam footage. Long press the left scroll button to bring up a list of functions and scroll through the list. To display which function comes up by default, go to Controls, Display, Scroll Wheel Function. We'll certainly go through that. That's very handy. That's already a function also in our Tesla Model S Legacy. So good to see it's coming to Tesla Model 3 Model Y as well, that you can customize the scroll wheels. Gear chime, here we go. Gear chimes. A chime now sounds when you shift gears. To toggle gear chimes, go to Controls, Safety, Gear chimes. Yep, I certainly had evidence of that when I was driving here to do the software update review. So I'll show you what that sounds like in a sec. Get to know your Tesla. Learn basics like creating driver profiles using phone key and regenerative braking from the Get to know your Tesla educational experience within the new manual app. Each topic includes a visual and, if applicable, a link to the relevant feature. The manual app also provides easy access to resources for learning much more about your Tesla, such as the on-screen manual and online tutorial videos. All right, we'll check that out. Voice recognition language. British English is now available as a voice recognition language. To update your voice recognition language, go to Controls, Display, Voice Recognition Language, and choose an option from the list. That's good. There have been a few complaints about the fact that it's not recognizing Australian accents, and I guess Australian accents are closer to British English or British accents, so good to see this is now available for non-American English kind of accents, I guess. So we'll certainly test that out a bit later on in this review. All right, let's go through each one now. So let's go to text size, go to Controls, Display, text size. All right, let's go to Controls, go to Display, and let's go to text size down here. So you can have standard or large. So standard is what it looks like currently. Let's go to large. Changing text size will require a system restart. Okay, let's do that. This will be a good test to see how long it takes to restart the AMD Ryzen screen as well. That's pretty quick, isn't it? Let's pause that for a sec. Okay, are we bigger? Yes, I think so. Everything looks maybe 50% bigger that I can see. It's a bit easier on my eyes as well, so I'm happy with that. We'll go for a drive later on as well to see whether the visualizations are bigger too in terms of text size, so that's good. That was quite quick, wasn't it, that restart? Controls interface, so let's go to the search function, let's give that a test. I can see that up here already, search. Oh, how good is that? How good is that? So you can now search stuff. So let's go to Autopilot. Yeah, so that's really responsive too. So it brings up all the results like that, so you don't have to scroll through each one. That is a game changer, I must say. I quite like that, because even I, as an experienced user, do struggle with looking for the right menus. So yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Very, very good function. I like it. Next one is points of interest. So this will be interesting. Let's have a look at the map. Data sharing. Yeah, let's collect data. That's fine. Yeah, I don't mind. Collect data. Cool. All right, so let's go to, let's say, for example, let's zoom out here. We'll press this one here. So let's press this supercharger. Everything is certainly bigger now for those who need that the visual aid there. What's interesting too is look at the costs. So they're actually fairly cheap around town, and then as you head out a bit further, it's 64 cents rather than 55 cents. So just something to note there. Let's go to the Campbelltown one, the new one. Let's end the trip because I want to actually see. Can I just see? Yep. So let's, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. So pictures of Macquarie. Well, I know Macquarie well, but I don't know Campbelltown well, so let's do that. So no pictures yet of Campbelltown, so I guess they need to be populated. Let's see what's at Kirrawee. Yep, pictures. And Broadway pictures. Let's look at Broadway, because then you can see, can I actually see, you can't actually expand the picture, which is a shame. But you can you zoom in? No, you can't. So yeah, okay, that's one drawback, I guess. It'd be nice if you can just tap it and brings up the picture. But you can see, I guess it gives you an idea of what the entry looks like. And Broadway is very tight. If you have never been to Broadway, the entry is really close to the exit. You've got to basically almost exit and then sort of do that quick turn. And exiting is even worse, so really tight exit out. Just a warning for those who are coming to Sydney. There we go, some pictures of the Broadway supercharger. Quite a few pics there, isn't there? So this is actually quite a useful function. Again, it'd be nice if that zoomed out. Just a bit of feedback there for Tesla. Okay, let's go to the next one, speed assist. So yes, we'll go for a test drive and see what it feels like now with the cameras apparently doing better. Phone call controls, I won't do this today, but good that you can mute yourself and answer phone calls and end phone calls from the left scrolly wheel. Okay, scroll wheel customization. So I'll just turn the camera just a bit here so you can see the scroll wheel. A bit more there. So you can press the scroll wheel now. Okay, and that can actually, you can actually edit what you want to do with it. So I've currently got on acceleration for chill and standard. If you scroll left like that, you can actually customize it. So let's see what options we've got here. We've got none, temperature, select to the right, then you can adjust your temperature that way using the scroll wheel. Fan speed, low, medium, high, and then you've got brightness. Okay, display brightness. I've got it on auto anyway, so that's not very useful. Save dash cam might be a good one to have actually. Yeah, so that might be a good one to have if you want to quickly save some dash cam footage. Okay. And then acceleration mode, we've been through that there. It doesn't last very long, does it? Steering wheel heat, okay. Camera, if you want to access the cameras quickly. Defrost, demisters, dome lights. That's cool. Let's see what happens. Auto on off. Okay. I'll just have a look, see what the options are for defrost off. Okay. Then camera, open, close. Yep. Okay. I guess if you don't, you can still access stuff if you want to quickly access from the scroll wheel rather than having to go through the menu each time. Dome light, open Glovebox. Yep. Won't do that just yet. And yeah, that's it. So they are the options there. Okay, gear chimes. I'll go for a drive and show you guys what that sounds like. Get to know your Tesla. So apparently there's a new app called the Manual app. Let's have a look. Manual. Okay, so you've got things like adjusting seat, adjusting steering wheel, adjusting mirrors, creating driver profile, setting up phone key, using backup key cards, opening glove box, shifting, wipers, regen braking, ending your drive, navigation, in-app videos, online videos, manual app. So let's just try something like adjusting the steering wheel. So if you press that, select below to adjust and save the position, okay. Ah, so this is good. This is kind of what the Polestar had when I was playing with it on the times I've had the Loan, and Volvo as well, where the manual is interactive. So this is good they've got this now. So if you're not sure what to do, go to the manual app, and then the owner's manual is just presumably just the text, yeah. But it's good that this is interactive. Then you can, if you don't know what to do, you can just go straight to here if it's interactive. That's interactive too. That's also interactive. So this is, yeah, great work, Tesla. Education is important when it comes to learning to drive Tesla. Okay, and voice recognition language. So let's go to, let's choose British English since we live in Australia, closer to British English, like I said. Control, display, and now we've got touchscreen language, English recognition language, and American English is default English. A bit controversial there. It is an American car, I guess. Voice navigation language, there you go, American English and British English. There we are. I quite like having this as British English, so that the front says bonnet. Where is it? There we go, British English. Will require a restart again. All right, that's fine. That's pretty quick these days. Okay, so that was pretty fast. I don't mind restarting for that these days. All right, so we have picked up the chlorine from the hardware store, so you might hear the liquid sloshing around in the boot as we're driving. But yeah, so much easier to put stuff in the boot now with Model Y compared to Model 3, personally. All right, let's go for a drive, and I'll just show you now what the gear shift sounds like with the new noises. Listen to this when I put into drive. When I put it back into park, listen to this. So there's a 3 chime for park. What about reverse? So same? No, it's actually backwards. So forwards is like this, and then reverse is. So it goes down, and then drive is. What about neutral? Ooh. Drive is like that, and then neutral. Like a little echo. So they're all discrete in their own ways. It's fascinating. All right, let's go for a drive. Out we go. And this hardware store, of course, is in Chatswood. For those in the area will recognize where we are. And Chatswood is where Tesla is, where we picked up the Model Y. So there we are. Always a busy place in there, which is good. All right, so we'll do a bit of urban driving as we get out onto the main road, and then we'll put it on autopilot just to test those speed signs, to see if there's any improvement at all. And it'll be a good test today because it is raining, of course, as you can see. Roads are a bit slipperier. Slipperier, is that a word? More slippery. And we'll test the suspension as always with the potholes around the area given the wet. Starting to see a lot more Teslas on the road these days, which is great. I think if you've got the ability to front the capital for an EV, I know it's more expensive than an ICE vehicle. I think it's, if you do the maths properly and sit down and look at your expenses for petrol, maintenance, insurance, all those things, I think it just makes a lot more sense to go EV, especially now with the New South Wales rebate. Queensland's got double the rebate now, increased threshold, stamp duty rebate in a lot of states, free rego in the ACT, price drop for Model 3, fringe benefit tax relief. It just makes a lot of sense. So I implore you to sit down and do the sums for your situation. And you'll be surprised at how much savings you'll make over, ownership of the vehicle, whether it be 3 years or 5 years. The longer you keep it, the better it is. But even for a 3-year loan, 3-year lease, whether you buy it that way or just buy it outright, it just makes a lot of sense. I think you're doing yourself a disservice for a lot of reasons by keeping your petrol vehicle or thinking of buying another petrol vehicle, just with the way things are at the moment. Anyway, this is my 2 cents. Have a think about it if you're considering or on the fence. Okay, so at a traffic light, see that comes to a hill hold, auto stop, didn't put the brake on at all. And definitely the text sizes are bigger overall. So, you've got the range there that's bigger, battery percentage is bigger, the gears are bigger. The speedo, I think, is a bit bigger too. Can't really tell. Certainly the kilometers an hour is bigger. All these icons are bigger, I think. And certainly the map font is bigger too. Everything seems to be bigger. Location is bigger, the navigate words are bigger, temperature, times, all those things. So yeah, I think it's good. They've certainly listened to owner feedback. There has been some complaints of how small the text size is, so good to see Tesla listening to feedback from owners in their updates. It's great. Not many car companies would do that, I think, so it's excellent. All right, so we are coming up to the Roseville Bridge, and here on in we'll put autopilot on. Okay, and then, oh man, I don't know why vehicles do that. They cross the lane to turn left or right without knowing, I think. I know it's a turning circle, but not at the risk of crossing a line. Anyway, my little rant again. Okay, so let's see whether it picks up that 80 kilometer an hour speed sign after this overhead bridge. A lot of cars do speed down this bit before it hits 80, so I might upset a few people, but I am still within my rights to do this. Okay, so when we go to 80, then I can match the speed sign. Watch this, it'll go to 80 there. Then I just right stalk down to match the speed limit. There we go. So that's all I need to do. You can also tap the speed sign too to match the speed limit that way. So 2 ways to do that. Okay, applied slight turning force. The road's a bit bumpy, but honestly, the suspension is still okay. Yeah, my personal opinion with the suspension thing for Model Y, I think it's totally overblown, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, it's a personal thing. It's very subjective. Here's some potholes here. We've done the road trips. I don't know what people are talking about. It's comfortable enough. You know, it's firm, yes, like firmer than others, but not to the point where it'd be a deal breaker. I think it doesn't hurt your bones or anything, as some people might have suggested. It's not going to make your back worse. Yeah, so don't think that is a reason not to at least test drive the new Model Ys. They do fine tune them in the factories. They may not tell you everything, but you know, I think incremental improvements do come out with each assembly line. But we're certainly very happy with the comfort level and the ride quality of the Model Y. So stay tuned. We'll certainly release more content documenting our road trips and daily drive in the Model Y. Lane change out, cruise control remains, and see how the font is bigger. I think the speedo is bigger too, just quietly. All right, everyone, that's software update 2023.12.1.1. You're with Tesla Tom from Ludicrous Feed in Sydney, Australia, documenting the update. And thanks for watching, and until the next update video, stay safe, and as always, happy charging. Elon, mate, my ass is freezing. Elon, mate, my ass is still freezing. It's too bloody cold in here. Now it's too bloody warm. It's too bloody warm. Thanks, mate.